Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether you're listening through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube. And then don't forget to follow on social media, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, or X. It is a late Tuesday. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It was a back-to-back Manchester United win for both squads. The women's squad winning 5-0 against Burnley on Sunday, and then obviously the big derby win on Saturday against Man City. Going to be a little bit of a busy episode today. Going to recap the Burnley. Obviously, I wasn't able to do a post-game. Going to talk about the Arsenal match tomorrow, semifinal League Cup rematch against them, and as well as going to catch up on the men's squad as well. Obviously, it's never a dull moment with the men's squad, Ineos, everything. So just catch up on that as well. So, but yeah, it was a good weekend. Yes, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the game on Sunday. Wasn't able to do the post game. Was able to listen through MU TV, which they always do a good job with commentating. It's always hard to try and do a post game because I had that struggle before as well. I wasn't able to watch it, obviously, with the 0-0 draw with Arsenal the last time. So trying to do a post game, wasn't able to do ratings. Either because again, it's you can't watch the game. You don't see what the players are doing. You're just going. You're trying to imagine what you're being dictated through audio. So right now, we have. So sorry, lost track of what I was going to go do. I was about to jump in the Arsenal. But overall, I was quite happy with the match. Overall, from what I was listening to, seeing the 5 goals, seeing everyone get in there, Schuler getting a goal for her, Letitia scoring. We had Drury scoring as well. It was a great game overall. And Burnley, they've played well, especially in the rounds before coming into this one. Nothing is ever guaranteed in a game. Obviously, we're seeing the women's squad have to get themselves back in a momentum. We have, again, the Arsenal game tomorrow. But again, the draw against Arsenal the week before, going down to 10 men, you're missing certain players. But again, Lundqvist, from what I was hearing, played very well. Schuler played very well. The goals that I saw from the highlights were excellent as well. So overall, everyone did their job. Everyone got to work and did exactly what they were told to do. So in the end, we were on to the next round. We drew Chelsea, who we lost to the FA Cup final last year. Last year. And it wasn't like it was a walkthrough. It was a difficult, it was definitely a difficult match to have. And there's a potential chance that we may see Chelsea if we get through to Arsenal. I'm just saying if. There's no guarantees about tomorrow, that we may see them in that final. So we will see how that goes. I was listening to the press conference of Mark Skinner. Actually, before we go to discuss that as well, sorry, I was just about to scoot into that game. Just want to do some things. Everyone, I think, played fantastic. Tissier scored, Olme scored, Wojo scored, and then we had Drury, who came on for Mallard, getting her debut goal as well. And then Schuler, who we signed during the transfer, her getting the debut and her getting the goal as well, because she did get the start as well. Her and Lundqvist. Lundqvist filling in for Jade Riviere, who was out for suspension due to the red card in the Arsenal match. So she should be back from that as well. We missed her in that, so she'll be back in the next game as well. But overall, happy for the win, happy for the next round. It's going to be a tough matchup against Chelsea. So it's just a matter of, can we get through that next step? We know Chelsea is a very tough opponent. I will do a preview when that episode comes out. But overall, very thrilled. Move on to the next round. It's going to be a challenge, but coming away with 5 goals, seeing different scores as well, especially, again, making her first appearance, Drury and Schuler. Schuler has made her appearance, but getting her first start for Schuler, as well as Lundqvist, but Drury, both of them getting goals today, which was huge. Lundqvist filling in, she did a great job as well. Everyone did everything correctly. Tulis Joyce, as always, playing well. Have her get ready for tomorrow because, again, she played fantastic against Arsenal. We need that there. We need the momentum. We need to be able to control the ball, be disciplined, and all that. But actually, you know what? I'm in the transition here. Let's get into the Arsenal match. Okay, so yes, semifinal tomorrow, Arsenal. It's at 2:00 in the afternoon. It will be available on YouTube to watch, so keep an eye out for that. I will be trying to watch it. I will come up with a post game. Oh, sorry, I will be watching it. I will be doing a post game as well. But yes, we have to look at how to approach this. Obviously, I was listening to a little bit of Skinner's press conference. Mostly everyone is out. Riviere should be back for this game. But Toon, Gabby, Rolfo, they are all still out. We should hopefully have everyone else should be potentially good to go. What he was talking about the rotation. There's talks about that. When you have a lot of players, Schuler, who did well, Lundqvist, who did well against Burnley, they made their appearances as well. And then we also had Ellen Wangerham, who made her debut as well. She came on against Burnley too. So all 3 signings were available this past Sunday. We may see them this way as well. But overall, I think we're going to be missing a few players. But either way, so let me just take a look. I have to get back to, I want to check the status of some of these players. Because Sandberg played. So the one thing too is this is a rotational game, and I mentioned it last game. So I just got to pull up the last game that we had, who started. The way Skinner has always been, though, when he has been playing, he's not afraid to keep that back four very similar to what he did the game before. The one thing, too, is rotation is key. You should expect Riviere to be back playing in her right back role. We should be, I'm just pulling up. I always do extra clicks. But yes, Letizier. So I'm just pulling up everything here. Just the lineups from last match, the last 2 matches, just to get an idea. So obviously Burnley, you saw Schuler starting, Lundqvist starting, but you should be able to see more players back. Sandberg, I believe, should hopefully be back as well. She was rotated, so I expect her to start. You'll see Turland. Miyazawa should be able to start as well, and you're expecting Riviere to be back. So in that case, you may see Jansen, Letizier play the full, so maybe you do see Turner get the start. She did get that as well. But you may move Jansen to the middle where we've seen her before. But again, Sandberg to the left there as well. And Riviere there back to her right. Tulis Joyce obviously there. But we want to make sure we have everyone ready to go as well. And I'm just pulling up the Arsenal match the last time we faced them. So Sandberg, Jansen, Letizier are there. Question is whether Letizier is going to be there because she played the full 90 minutes. But Miyazawa, yes. Park, yes. Mallard, no Rolfo, still out. Turlin should be there. Because Park wasn't there on. So Park got rest. So hopefully we have. Oh no, Park was there on Sunday. So Park should be starting. Mallard should be potentially coming on as well. So hopefully we have everyone good to go for tomorrow. So just having them healthy, ready to go. Because again, rotation, and then we're playing United. Or not, we're playing United. We are United. We're playing Aston Villa on Sunday too, so it is a lot on the pitch, especially the short time from Sunday to today. But we do have rotation, so hopefully we're going to look at see it. But again, Miyazawa there, but again, Sandberg, Riviere, Turland as well. But you also have Schuler who can fill in. Lundqvist can come on. I mentioned Turner. There are going to be a lot of pieces there. Whether they go with Letizier in that short window is going to be a question too. But again, mistakes, again, taking the 2 yellows and then going down to 10 the last time we faced Arsenal. Defensively, they were great, but they couldn't do much on the attack. Obviously, when you're down to 2, or down to 10, sorry. So he's definitely going to look at trying to move the ball. Again, rotation, trying to pick that squad because, again, he has depth, which is good, and that's key, especially when we're going into next month with the Champions League as well. That is key in rotation, especially in those games where we did see, 5 and 12 games that are at 1.5 and 14 where there were struggles, and you saw that there, especially with Wolfsburg and Lyon. And when we're getting to that, especially Atletico, for how well they play, we want to make sure we have the depth. So this is a good thing to have for United. Not only that, we have depth for those players that we're missing now, which is key. So this is a big game. It is win or go home. We want to make sure that we're going on to the final. We want to make sure we're closing it out. We're got to move the ball, get the shots on target, control, make sure that no crosses are coming over. We got to make sure no movement in the middle. Our passes have to be tight. They have to be able to move. Like, again, Tulis Joyce was great. You have to make sure that she is well protected, that she is she's getting help from everyone, that we're moving the ball well out of the back, that we're attacking it on the wing, getting ball movement, using those attack. Again, we want to see the success in tomorrow. And Skinner knows who he's facing. They just faced him last week, but last game is not going to be the same as tomorrow. There's going to be difference, obviously, in different aspects. But United need to come out through with this match. They have to be disciplined, consistent, finish, move the ball well, get it behind the net, get through that strong team. Because, again, Arsenal was tough. When you look, again, stats don't say everything, because, again, when you're down to 10 men, everything gets affected, and you're obviously on the heels trying to defend. But, again, you want to make sure that you're able to put pressure on them. That's what they have to do, continue with their pressure. And I think with the offensive weapons there, having a player like Schuler there, you want to make sure everything is good to go. So look for them to get the attack, put pressure on Arsenal. They want to get those goals in the back of the net. That's what key. That is what we want to work on as well. So, that being said, let's get into the men's squad. A lot of stuff going on with the men's squad, so let's focus on them for now. Okay, so obviously big win on Sunday or Saturday in the derby. Obviously now with everything going on, the spins have been insane. The spins, the leaks, the news coming out of the locker room, including Amram time, everything is being worked on, trying to take the focus off of the ownership, and it's getting bad, to say the least. We know the details of Scholes and Butt versus Licha, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to get into that more because we all know what's going on. We all know what's happening. There is a rift and stuff going on now with ex-players and comments and everything. There's stuff coming out of the locker room about, the current players and the ex-players, so on and so forth. Please don't let the spin being neglecting to what's going on, that the ownership is still screwing up their magician meeting with a secret midfielder. Unfortunately, I think that's being spun as well. I don't think they're going to be signing anyone. They have targets. There's been rumors of Neves. There's Didi that I just heard today. Don't let that fool you. There's nothing there. There isn't. I don't think they're going to go for anyone. I think them with how good Kobe played. I think that's going to throw people off. I think there's rumors that teams have inquired about Ugarte. Ajax just looked at it as well. But I think right now they're going to keep Kobe. They're definitely having Casemiro there. You're hearing the talks of how everything is working out well with the squad and practices and how everything's being shorter and all that stuff. There's a lot of this news coming out. We've heard this before. The pay attention to detail and everything, the staff, all that stuff, everything is being spun, and you should be able to see through it with what's going on. Please remember there is a protest going on February 1st against Fulham. That'll be happening before the match as well. But let's look at it here. Listen, we know we've won one game, and I mentioned this on the post game. It's great that we've won. I'm not taking anything away from the way the players are, but we are facing Arsenal this weekend. They are the best team in the league at this time. They are. They've been playing well. Like, I'm not going to take any credit away from them. They deserve what they're doing, like, hands down. And it's crazy how both squads are facing Arsenal this week as well. But going forth, we are facing a tough opponent. We did lose. We want to get points this time. But looking at it here, again, what they replicated this time, what they did on Saturday, can they do it on Sunday against Arsenal? That's tough to say. It is. It really is tough to say how that's going. So right now, we need to get themselves ready. Consistency is key. They have to be disciplined. Like, it's great that they did that all on Saturday, but can they do it on Sunday? The answer is usually no. They've never been back-to-back consistent. They struggled with every manager that we've had. And obviously the spin of the Amarim spin and everything still continuing, and I'm seeing it on Twitter. Usually when I'm doing episodes, I do have my Twitter up on post. Always, most of it is Manchester United and so on and so forth. But right now, there's definitely more and more spin coming on. But here it is. Like, we are, like, everyone's going to remember what we did against Arsenal on that first game of the season. We didn't win, but we didn't do really, we didn't win. We played well, but we didn't win. But right now, this club needs to be consistent. And with everything going on, everything that's been happening the last couple of days has been taking away with what's been really going on. The spin with, like I mentioned, Licha, and Scholes, and as well as the talks of a secret midfielder and everything has taken away what's going on with the Glazers. Wilcox is still screwing up. Omar Barada is as well. Sir Jim is not helping anything. Everything is being spun, and then you're still talking about the ex-manager. Like, there's still issues at this club. And I'm obviously looking at everything here. Now the news reports about Kobe Mainu, the things working out with him. He's not leaving because he's got the reassurance from Michael Carrick. But right now, and I'm seeing certain posts now and everything, right now like, things are not what they seem. Right now, people are still fixated on the win. People are now looking at, let's focus on this ex-player, current player issue. But right now, the club is still in a free fall. The club is still struggling. This club still has a lot of things to go. And again, and I mentioned last week, I feel so bad for Carrick because he's getting put into this, and the ownership's trying to distract us by it's a former player who's a coach who's also been here before. We're trying to focus on that. He got us a derby win. You're hearing the news about how practices are going. You're hearing the news about how, the ex-manager was. There's talks today in the Post about Patrick Dorgu, about how the players went around him, about the criticism and all that stuff from Ruben Amorim. There are things there. There are things there going on that are just trying to neglect what we were just fighting for about a week ago or 2 weeks ago after Ruben Amorim was sacked. There are these problems, and please understand that it's great that we've had some success. We got the manager, and they're hearing positive things out of the club, but please understand that some of this stuff is trying for us to neglect what's really going on. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's the truth. The one thing that kills me is with everything, with all this things going on with the men's squad, you don't really hear about the ownership talking about the success of the women's squad. My first two parts, when I did this podcast, my goal was to start with the men's squad and then integrate the women's squad and start talking about their matches as well. But realistically, they don't talk about the women's squad. They don't. This ownership doesn't talk about the success that the women have had with the multiple FA Cup finals appearances, the one FA Cup win, the same year that the men won, them getting berth into Champions League, them finishing top 3 last season, getting things going with them, building things up, because you've heard reports about player shoes, transport, everything, the funds not giving it to them. The squad is being successful, but again, you don't hear much from the ownership talking about that. You're not hearing about Sir Jim and the improvements that he wants to make with that. Yes, we got Carrington, but again, let's look at what's going on here. Again, as much as they're talking about the failure of the men's squad, there's going to be troubles with the women's squad too, as well. Because again, if they're not getting backing as well, funding, you want to make sure that both squads are going to be successful. But right now, from what we're seeing from the board, for what they're doing with the men's squad, you're seeing struggles there. You are seeing struggles with trying to find recruitment. And the crazy thing is too, what's been driving me nuts is everyone believes that they're going to be signing a midfielder. They're not. Amorim knew he wasn't getting back. What has changed since then? There's rumors coming out that, Michael Carrick will be back. There's instincts that he should be backed, that he will be backed, that the ownership's going to look at him and make sure everything is good to go. The answer is no. We know it's not. What made them change? What, you think Amorim calling them out finally made them change and be like, we're actually going to reconsider? The answer is still no. They're not going to be making these moves. They're not going to sign anyone new. We're not going to get anyone on loan until the end of the season. If they are, they're looking for a cheaper option, but I don't even think they're going to sign that player because, again, I've always mentioned it before. Until I see them with our social media team at Manchester United signing that contract, what's the big deal? They're going to spin it because, again, we have 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks until the transfer window ends. And you're expecting United to make these pits, they're not going to back them. There wasn't intent with the original manager. Why would there be intent now? Why would there be anything to say, hey, here we are, we're ready to go? There's nothing there. And they're not doing anything to help this manager. They're going to proceed with the squad that they have. They're not going to sell anyone because Xerxes not going. Manu is now not going, which means they're not going to be going for anyone. Their news announcements are basically when they're announcing that Manu and the trust that him and Carrick have, it's basically them admitting that they're not going to be going for a midfielder. And if they're bringing in one, they got to remove another one. If one's going, they got to bring him in. But realistically, it is hard to say. It is hard to say what's going to happen. I'm just taking a look here. One thing that I saw. Yeah, so breaking news, Manchester United are not planning to make signings this window. However, if a long-term target becomes available or a rival makes a move for one, United need to act. With Michael Carrick consulting for his views, this is according to Laurie Whitwell. Oh, look, exactly what I just talked about. But, Like, what's going on here? Like, please realize that there is massive spin going on, and please understand that all these speculation targets of what's going on too. And yeah, there's posts here as well talking about the Dorgo thing, like I mentioned. So right now it's, yeah. Listen, Carrick is only here for 6 months and he knows it. He knows that he's getting replaced. Why are you going to back a manager with a player that the new manager may not want? And unfortunately, and I know Glasner is not going to be re-signing, so Glasner is on the radar of Manchester United. The question is that new Manchester United going to be a yes person? Because again, they're talking about, like, when I was watching the overlap last week, there's talks about Luis Enrique, who PSG just lost today to Sporting, but they're talking about Ancelotti, Nagelsmann, Tuchel. Those are all managers that want control. They are. They're all managers that want control. It's just like Ruben Amorim. They're all going to be there, and at one point they're going to be upset. They're all conversations there. Like there's like they want a yes person. They want someone who's just going to be there and do what the board tells them. But unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen. It's not. It's not going to be that way. It's not going to be easy. It's not. There's going to be a struggle. So this is basically what it is. It's a conundrum that we're facing. This ownership, everything. We can't mislead. We can't be misled. Do not let the spins of United or of this board, of the leaks, neglect what's really going on. The board is still an issue. The ownership is still an issue. Carrick will do his job. I have no doubt in that. But they will not be protecting him. They will not be backing him. Like, again, it's great that we got the Derby win. I don't want to take anything from that away. It's great. We needed it. But we have Arsenal coming up. We have lots of things coming up where we're going to fail. Or not fail, sorry. Where we're going to struggle. I shouldn't say fail. My apologies for that. But I'm always going for the win. Please remember this. I always say that in all my previews. I'm always going for the win for United. But again, we have to be able to replicate what we did. This squad has failed to replicate that. They have failed to be consistent. Why we've gone through so many managers. Arsenal is the best team in the league, and we're going to struggle. Yes, they've had Champions League, but they just played today. So it is in our favor, but they're still going to need rest. They're still going to have players ready to go. We have to be we are going to face a challenge. And we're playing Fulham again the week after. Again, we're playing teams that we don't play well against. Fulham is a tough opponent, but some of these teams that we should be beating, we play down to. They play down tools. The players. They don't play to what they need. So, I'm just going to leave it there. I know I'm sounding a little negative, and I didn't want to be, but please understand that we cannot let Ineos continue to spin everything going on. There's still issues at the club. Everything here is just hiding what's really going on. The news leaks, everything. It's just gone, and the spending and everything is. Come on, they're not going to spend. There's no intent in spending. There isn't. They can say, "Oh, it's because of a long-term target," and that was one thing I forgot to mention. That was something I saw on Twitter through Center Devils. That was posted by them, but realistically, it's the truth. Like, they're not here. So, yeah. But yes, there's struggles, there's issues, there's things that need to be done, need to be worked on. We have to make sure we're ready to go. So, but yeah, all right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to start rambling and everything and keep going on and on and on. So I do apologize. I will be back tomorrow night doing the post game for the Arsenal the United versus Arsenal semifinal. I will also be episode on Thursday as well. And then post game or preview episode as well for the game on Saturday against. Sorry. Let me check the women's squad because again, women's squad they should be back. Women's squad should be back after tomorrow. I think they're back on Saturday or Sunday. Let's just get them back. Fixtures Sunday. That's an early game. So Sunday is technically a back-to-back game. So Sunday, we have both games on Sunday because the men's squad play on Sunday too against Arsenal, 11:30, 6:55 a.m. for the women's squad. So I'm probably going to do a double preview on Friday as well. But yes, stay tuned to those episodes. I'll be back tomorrow, hoping for a Manchester United win against Arsenal. So hopefully we can get on to the finals, go for a trophy. But I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. And again, episode on Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, and Instagram as well, and TikTok and X for social media. Enjoy the game tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.